Well, some experts are warning consumers may start to feel the pinch during the next phase of President Trump's trade war with China. Gary Huffbauer from the Hudson Institute says so far the ripple effect has not been felt by consumers in prices at Walmart or wherever. As we go to the next installment of tariffs, that will surely show up in the prices. Joining me now, Director of the Center for Chinese Strategy at the Hudson Institute, Michael Pillsbury. Always great to have you on this topic.
Thank you, Jen.
Okay, so what is the holdup now? Because we know there's supposed to be another round of talks in September. People are getting very nervous. What's the blockade here?
Well, it's good news that talks are even scheduled for September. I remain slightly optimistic that we can get a deal fairly soon. What the big holdup is that the Chinese apparently thought the 150 pages that they agreed to was only, in some sense, voluntary, or it was kind of a guidance that in the future they would try to do better and not steal as much intellectual property or force as much technology transfer as they had in the past. They came to realize, no, it was legally binding. Lawsuits could be filed in China or even in the United States. There would be kind of a three-layer court system with appeals, and tariffs or other punishment could be administered if anybody in China, including the government, but also their companies, were caught violating this 150-page draft. So I think they balked at that. That made President Trump angry because he thought this was legally binding all along.
Okay, so is this...
He's raised the tariffs now.
Right.
He's got more things he can do if the September talks don't go well.
Okay, so their approach to this, saying like, oh yeah, we were talking about all this stuff, we didn't really know you were going to enforce it. Right. Is that because they've gotten away with so much in the past and there's a new sheriff in town?
It's partly President Trump. They underestimated his determination. This is something President Trump has written about and spoke about for about 20, almost more than 20 years.
Long before he was running
for
president.
More than 20 years. So he not only has support of the voters, but he has his own lifetime quest to make China go straight, you might say. The Chinese very much underestimated that. They thought this is just another same old president. We give him a kind of agreement in principle that we'll do better, and that'll be that.
Okay, so Newsweek this week, Trump's threatened tariffs could cause recession in 9 months if implemented. They're citing these Morgan Stanley economists, their Monday note that came out saying if the U.S. were to implement 25% tariffs on all imports from China for 4 to 6 months, and China were to respond with countermeasures, we believe we would see the global economy entering recession in 3 quarters.
Right, that's probably excessively nightmarish.
Is that a worst-case scenario?
It's very much worst case. The president hasn't gone that high, hasn't gone to full 25%. Some companies are going to get waivers. They're coming in to meet with the executive branch and saying they should be exempted. Chinese haven't really responded as much as they could yet. So I think it's a little premature to be so nightmarish. The optimistic side is the deal is reached in the next 2 or 3 months by what I had proposed as a kind of a low-hanging fruit. Let's go after the things that they understand that are legally binding, call it part 1 or phase 1 of the agreement. Get that signed, get the panic down, have the world's stock markets and growth rate go up, and then tackle the harder issues later, maybe in the president's second term. So I don't know if the White House will do that, but that's one idea I pointed out to them. Yeah. Kind of like common sense.
Yeah, well, and there are folks across the continents are hoping that he doesn't have a second term, maybe in relation to some of these agreements.
I think the president's right about that. They clearly think Biden is going to win. Some Chinese friends of mine have told me Biden is going to win for sure. All we have to do is wait 18 months.
All right, Michael Pillsbury, we hope you'll be here a lot more in the next 18 months as we watch. Thanks.
You.